Sorry about that. A slight delay because, you know, the tablet decided, you know, I want to do a quick update, so I was trying to talk it out of it and so on and so forth. But here we are. Are we all okay? Welcome to Try It Out Tuesday. Now, there is a little bit of a theme going on with the old Bee Craftedness right now, and we're going to go through that as soon as a few people jump on. So, you know, so as you get in, give us a hello, give us a howdy, give us a wave. Excuse me, I am sorry. So sorry for not being here last week. I think Sam did a fantastic job taking over. You know. But there we are. What can be done? Hello, Ali. How are you, my love? Are we good? Hi, Alison. Hiya, Shaz. I'm feeling okay. I'm alright. As long as I don't take too deep of a breath, I'm alright. And I do have a bit of a muttly thing going on when I laugh. But you know, from Wacky Races. So, but aside from that, I'm okay. Thank you very much, my duck. And in fairness, you all seem to be getting it. You all, you know, Ali, bless her, and Alison, they've been knocked out by it as well. Back to school lurgy seems to be strong this year. Okay. Alright then, guys, let's get started. So, you may or may not have noticed, this month, we're really trying to... Oh, sorry, that's my tablet ping-ponging. This month, we're really trying to focus on... As daft as it sounds, we've taken a bit of a step back. And I don't mean backwards, I just mean back in terms of... Let's stand back and look at what we like to play with, what we like to, you know, some of our favourite things and whatever. And I think it was at that step back we realised there's a few things that, you know, we didn't get back in stock, and we didn't, you know, stuff that we used to love to use and all the time, which is why we have the Doodle Art Day coming on Thursday. So if you are around at any point during Thursday, I will be putting up a schedule of events tomorrow. We do have a sort of Doodle Art Welcome Back Day on Thursday, in which we will actually be, I'm going to be going live on YouTube for the first time at 10 o'clock on Thursday. So I'm hoping that goes well. If not, I'll default back to Facebook. But, so, you know, I'm really looking forward to that. Because what we're doing is we're bringing back some of the original and some of my favourite Doodle Art stamps. For example, this dragonfly here is something that's been out of stock for a while. But, you know, new things take over and you sort of get preoccupied by it and whatever. Which is why Sam and I have decided... You know, what we wanted to do was before a new year comes in, because this one, let's face it now, is on like, it's on like a super slide going down towards the end of the year. So before that happens, we were deciding on the stuff we wanted to make sure we had back and whatever, so that we can focus on the new, coming in the new year. So that's sort of where we are. And because it's, you know, Sam and I work together and we make the decisions, you know, we can do that. That's why it's good. That being said, there is some newness on Thursday too. There is some new big ones. There was some other newness hopefully due in, but let's just say I was a bit too far behind. So that'll be something else new coming later on. So, you know, it's all fine. So fine. So fine. So what I thought, in the interest of revisiting and whatever, we've also had back in stock, as well as the lovely Doodle Arts that will be going back onto the website on Thursday. We've also had in some of our mask sheets. Now, this is one of these things, I'm starting to think we actually only ever took to Hochanda once. May have been twice at most, okay? But I'm pretty sure we might have only taken them once. And the mask sheets are so useful. So I thought... You know, I think I personally have got into quite a habit with Try It Out Tuesday. If we do pages and we complete pages, which I actually absolutely love to do, I can't lie. But maybe we need to do a little bit of Try It Out. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play with the mask sheets, the Bee Crafty Mask Sheets. Okay, so before I get started, I am actually just going to chop some cards. So again, this is just from my stash of cheap cards that I found lurking. that I'm using to create background panels and things like that. Always good, always good. We'll have to get a new trimmer at some point. I mean, this one stopped being made God knows how long ago. Anyway, it's alright, still works for now. Okay, so the Bee Crafty Mask Sheet. It is basically it comes in two parts, for want of a better description. You've got sort of like this paper top, which is adhesive on the back, and then your acetate. Okay, now I use this for making masks for my stamps. You could die cut it if you wanted to make masks that way. So you know you have got those possibilities. So what I do, I'm going to get, because I've started with a dragonfly, I'm going to get my dragonfly stamp set, which is this one, and I'm going to get this big flower off the bottom here. Alright, to make that mask. And I'm actually going to make a couple for this flower. Okay, so we're going to ink and stamp. Now, in reality, it doesn't massively matter if these are perfect, as long as the outside edge is right. Now, I'm not going to lie, I have literally just thought of the fact that an archival would have been better, but I've committed with the Versafine now, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do is just give that a little gentle waft with my heat tool. Okay. And then we're going to snip this off. Okay. And just put the other one. So they're about A4. Okay. Did anyone say what I did with the dragonfly? It's there. It's there. Right. You can tell this is a very old backing card because it's not even coloured in. Right. So then we're just going to cut those out. Biggest pair of scissors in the world, and I'll tell you why. That there Abigail has nicked off with my little ones. She's doing a photography project on cities, so she's upstairs working on that night and day at the minute. Which is where my scissors keep disappearing to. I've already lost a trimmer. But you know. What can you... It's alright, it doesn't matter. Right. So I'm just going to cut around this. Like I say, you could die cut these. So these are really good, for example, with your birds and butterflies, because obviously you can, the Bee Crafty art stamps birds and butterflies, obviously you've got the matching dies there as well, so you can cut those really, really easy. Why would archival be better? Oh, basically, because this needs, it's quite a wet ink, because it's pigment ink, and it needs a waft with a heat tool, and the backing for this is plastic. So archival would have just dried faster. And the thing is, I'm always reluctant to use archival because I can't lie, I'm not brilliant at stamping with it. I have mixed results, actually. That's probably a better way of putting it. But obviously, like I said, it doesn't have to necessarily be perfect when you're making masks. The outline just has to... You just have to be able to see which way round it goes, for want of a better description. Okay, so I'm going to cut a couple of these, like I say, because these could be quite useful in a minute, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I did one for my dragonfly just before we came on. Okay, so now I'm going to take a piece of that card that you just saw me cut, and I'm going to get my Doodle Art Dragonfly stamp. Like I say, this will be back in stock on Thursday. Alright, if you are signed up to the Bee Crafty mailing list, you will be getting an email tomorrow evening detailing everything that we're doing on Thursday and all the offers, etc. Okay. Also, the free digi-stamps that I've been doing in the Bee Crafty Stamps group, okay, in the new year, they'll only be sent out via email. So if you do like those, do make sure you are signed up. the new year. Okay, so here is our Doodle Art Dragonfly. I mean, you can see why Sam and I were so keen not to, you know, to bring it, not ready to say goodbye. You know, we were like, no, we have to get some more of those in. We just have to. Okay. I'm going to give that a quick waft with the heat tool just to make sure that's perfectly set. Okay. Now, from there, this is where your mask sheets. Add to the email a reminder to get snacks. I can't even imagine not even knowing I need to get snacks. Well, like I said, this is quite an old backing card. If you order Doodle Art stamps now, they're all coloured in. Okay, so basically this now is on the front. So, this is how, when we, I'm going to figure out how to talk in a second. Here we go. When we first launched the mask sheets, Sam actually sat and made masks for nearly every stamp she had. But obviously, we don't necessarily have all those stamps anymore. And this is how Sam tells everybody to store them. So you get you peel your paper bit off. Now these are reusable, but they are papery, you know, so they won't necessarily last forever, but they are reusable. Okay. So then you can put your mask. And the reason we like this and not, for example, we know other places do, like Ranger do mask sheets, but they're acrylic. And we find with the acrylic, you get, because it's deeper, you still get that white line around the edge. And sometimes when you're masking, you don't want that white line. You want it to be absolutely to the edge of your mask, okay? So that paper mask is now on top of where we've stamped. Alright. So from there, we're going to swap back to our flower that we made a mask for. Okay. And then we're going to ink that up. We're going to stamp that. Stamp one there. Then one over there. Okay. You know what? We'll add in a few more as well. Let's go to another stamp set that's got some other flowers on. What have we got? Let's go to the butterfly, because that's got this lovely sort of swirly. So this will be back in stock on Thursday too. So we'll get this little swirly one on here, because that'll be nice, I think. Just to swirly in. I don't want to cover up my paint spatters, you see. So we're just going to swirly that in. Okay, but this is where you can build out, okay? So we're going to peel off the dragonfly, nice and carefully. And if you look now, your dragonfly is in front of that flower. The flower has gone to the back. And you can just store your dragonfly mask on your laminated backing card. Okay? And then, what we're going to do is we're going to peel off the mask for our flower. I'm going to put a lid on my ink pad, because if I was me, I'd be shouting at me. If you see what I mean. Right. So then we're going to take the backing off this one. I mean, you can keep those for things as well, obviously. And then we're just going to put that on top of this flower here. And you know what? I am going to use the second one because I think it just makes it easier. Obviously, you can lay these on top of the mask that was there. But do you see how it's edge to edge? So there isn't a gap because the mask is a paper mask and therefore basically flat to the surface. It hasn't created that depth. Because, you know, for example, when we're stamping through our inkables, love to stamp through inkables and stuff, because they're that 350 micron mylar, that make it so good for putting texture paste and embossing with, you do get that little bit. So you don't have to keep the bits you've peeled off. What, the little plasticky bits? Nah, they can go. You can just store them on your laminated backing cards. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so we could then take this swirly that we've put around here, or what else have we got? So on the butterfly, oh, we've got some lovely honeycomb on the butterfly. That's quite good, isn't it? Well, let's have a look. Mushrooms. Everyone's very excited about the mushrooms coming back into stock. I'm also really excited about the ladybird, because this big flower on the ladybird is so useful. Okay, so yeah, shall we use some of that? So we've got the big flower on the ladybird. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to ink the top. I'm just going to put that over the top there. And I'm going to turn that around. And I'm going to use the ink pad, not the lid. It works so much better. Up here. Right, but I am going to leave that mask on for a second, because I'm going to go back to the swirly whirly, I think. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to the ladybird and get, I was going to say, I need to pick me up some backing cards tomorrow. This little diamond here. This little diamond doobry. We're going to add that in. Down here. Alright. On the back of our ladybird, isn't that cool? And then maybe this little swirl. This little swirl. Absolutely fantastic. So we'll use that little swirly whirly. Maybe come in down there. And turn that around. Have it come in up there. Maybe a little bit. Okay. And then again, when we think you have the bee, this bee, he's very cool too. And again, I'm just going to peel that flower off. Put that on there, round about the right sort of place. And we'll peel off the second one I made. Obviously you don't need to make a second one straight away. You could just move it after you've done, but sometimes it's just easier, isn't it? Put that over there. Okay. So then you've got, it's a way of making your own sort of collages with your stamps and layering them up, but keeping it all on the one level. Okay? So instead of having to, as well, fussy cut out a dragonfly, these flowers and these flowers to go, you know, yes, we've cut out our masks, obviously, but for a start, we can reuse them, okay? And then you can create really easy collages like this, okay? And I don't know about you, but in black and white, it's superbly stunning. You know, you don't even have to colour it in. Page 3 stunner, okay? But the beauty of it is you could sit and, you know, you saw how easily that came together. You know, the only thing I had pre-done before you guys got here was cut out that dragonfly, and that's because I didn't think you'd want to sit and watch me cut out loads and loads of stuff. Sorry. So, it's just, like I say, it's just about, for us in a way, instead of, no, thinking of things that we were like, do you know what, I used to love doing that, and then going back and doing it. Because because that's what makes it so much fun. All right, so your mask sheets again. So you saw how easy and quick they were to cut out. And this is the cool thing about your doodle arts. They look like they've got loads of detail, which they do, but you can add more to them. But in terms of fussy cutting, they can actually be quite quick. So your masks can be ever so quick to produce, which means you can layer up these things. Okay, but obviously you can die cut them and you can do all that too, which is great. All right, fab. That looks lovely stamped out like that. Wicked. Shall we do another one? Shall we do another one? Okay. What do you want to see next? I've got all my doodle arts. I haven't got all my doodle arts out. That was a total fibula. I have the butterfly, the dragonfly, the mushrooms, the ladybird, and my bee and sunflower are readily accessible. So I can do those two. All right. So if I go, I'll get my mask sheet out, prepped and ready for the next request. A mushroom. I knew you guys absolutely knew it. Okay. I'm alright. So for those guys of you that maybe haven't seen these before, okay, these are the mushrooms, okay? They're absolutely beautiful. They layer up so wonderfully to make beautiful cards and things. So again, you know, they were one of those. We've prioritised new things, etc, etc, etc. Where's that swirly come from? Can anyone remember where I got it from? Ah, ladybird. That was it. Okay, so I'm going to ink up these mushrooms. All sunflower. I will make sure I do a sunflower on Thursday. Okay. Shroomy, shroomy, shroomage. Okay. And I've gone for the Versafine Claire again. Because, you know, some days life just isn't enough of a challenge. So let's... But hey, Versafine Claire might be the only black ink pad you have. Or the only one. That being said, it's not like you have to stamp your masks in black anyway. You know. I think it's just the default though, isn't it? It's just what we do. So I'm just going to give that a quick waft over. Again, shouldn't really heat plastic. But here we are. And we'll go back into the giant scissors. And make your life easy. The sheets really aren't that expensive. Just chuck a bit out before you go through. Okay. I should find you out the original drawings for these. When I first did these were about A4. They were massive. I'm still most comfortable drawing pen and paper. I'm not very good techie. Mushroom. We haven't got mushroom in here. Haha, funny. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, if you are signed up with your email address to Bee Crafty, you will be getting an email at around 6 o'clock tomorrow, which will give you all the details of what's happening on Thursday, when and where and who. Very exciting. What offers will be on, etc, etc, as your Brinner once said. So I'm going to cut off these. Now, in all honesty, I actually think if you didn't cut off the stalks, or if you cut off the head separately, that would be quite useful. Okay, so yeah, no links tonight, Sammy. You know, it's absolutely okay. We're just chilling out, doing some masking. You know, like I say though, we are, whilst revisiting these, we are planning some new stuff for the new year. Sammy and I have actually made a schedule for the entirety of 2023. of themes and stuff that we want to hit. However, if there's anything that you're worried, well, I bet you they haven't thought of that. Well, don't assume we have, that's for sure. Make sure you tell us. Okay. So, I haven't cut that little bit out there. Have I got a craft knife? Yes, I do. Do I have anything to cut it on? Probably not. It was quite a while ago my cutting mat went missing, wasn't it? Interesting. Interesting. I'll tell you what we're going to do then. We're going to get one of my heaty boards. We're just going to cut on the back of that. Because I want that bit cut out. So it's going to show through. Making sure. So I did it again. Did you hear it? Oh, I didn't cut across the top. That's why it's not coming off. What a wazzock. Okay. There we go. I'm always nervous I'm going to slice my finger off with a craft knife. Wouldn't that be terrible, Ali? Right. Mushrooms. Okay, I think we should go along the way. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to go along the way. You heard me say that, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be stamping that way. Because it's just easier. Okay? It's a tall stamp block which is easier to hold that way. Don't turn yourself inside out. It is supposed to be relaxing and fun. Let's not make it any harder than it needs to be. Right, so let's plonk this one. Plonk. Straight in the middle. Okay, just run your fingers over. Super skinny. Beautiful. Okay, and then we're going to give that a little waft with the old heaty tool. Oh! Quick thing. Someone, I have been asked, I get asked semi-regularly to be fair, what did I use to colour the backing cards when I did the backing cards images. It's a real mix, to be fair. Some of them were done with Inktense, some of them were done eco lines, some of them were done distress ink, and some of them are done with a combination of all three and possibly some watercolour pencils. So it's really all my colourings, okay? And I realise how unhelpful that probably is. But I use all the different colouring stash I have to colour in the backing cards to get the look I want. So use what you know, use your fave. Even better, use something that you bought and you haven't played with yet. Okay. That would be even better. Okay. So then we're going to take our shrooms. I'm going to stamp and we're going to just place that down on there. Top drawer. Then we're going to ink up again, and I'm not going to do them totally in line because I don't want to. So we're going to move this one sort of down here, a bit further down. What you could do before this, possibly what I should have done had I planned slightly better, is there's quite a lot of small mushrooms, there's 3 small mushrooms on here. If you did little masks for each of those, you could do them in the front. But you know, I didn't. So what can you do? So I'm going to do this one probably level, actually, or shall I? Yeah, I'm going to do that one quite far in, actually. Almost so it's only getting these two. Alright. I'm just going to give that a quick wafty for a second. And that is really just to restrict the dirty finger marks I put on things, the wafty. Alright. I'm going to ping this off. So you can see that one behind that one. So if I put that there, that's where it was. And then I'm not pressing on this one hard enough, am I? I'm going to put this one further up again. And lift that off. You see how this one's now in front of this one? This one's in front of this one. This one's behind this one. This one's behind that one because of the stalks. So it's created a real sort of multi-level. So I think we'll do one more multi-level. That's got some wet ink on it, so I'm not going to rub my fingers on it because look, this is also where your archival would have helped. How did we get on the subject of violins in the chat this evening? Sam played violin once. Well, she played it more than once, but you know, I ran away. So I don't know, she could have played it less. I'm only joking. She wasn't like... Alright, and then I'm going to ping that off. And this one I'm actually going to stick on the back. There we go, and you can see it just sticks to your laminate so good. So there you have your little field of mushies. Isn't that cool? Right, so I'm just going to heat set that. It does have some dirty fingerprints on it, but that's all right. It's, you know, it's mine. It's okay. Sorry, I'm just going to have a little spritz in my fingers and wipe off on my painty towel, which to be fair could make it worse at this juncture. Alrighty, so this is what I thought. I thought this would just be a really good sort of try it out Tuesday, a proper let's have a look at one product really, because the stamps aren't available till Thursday anyway. So it was just look at these mask sheets because we can't pick a brush without using your fingerprint, that's true. You know, this is something that we used to use so much of, the mask sheets. Like I said, Sam had them for pretty much every single Bee Crafty stamp she had, and other stamps too. But you know, something goes out and then you get distracted by something new and you don't get them back. But I think you can see how fantastic they are, and hopefully we'll be bringing them back in quite a lot to our crafting, because they're so useful in terms of layering up images. You see jellyfish, you can use them as jellyfish if you like. I'm okay with that. Doesn't bother me. Really, really doesn't. Excuse me. But I'm not going to colour them in tonight. The reason being, I took all my brushes out to all be cleaned, and now they're all in the kitchen drying. So I have, you know, I might have a little one. I suppose I do have a little one. Shall I get some? Let's get some colour on the job. Okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do some quick. This is how I really, really like to colour in doodle arts. Right, so we're going to spray those oxides. Actually, distress ink would be better for this. You've got a stronger pigment. And I'm also going to do a little spritz on the card. Okay, because that means when this colour gets there, it's already mobile. So it's really quick and really easy. An even card that isn't designed for watercolouring, you will find if you give it just a light spritz first before you go in with anything watercolory, water-based and whatever, it will forgive you a lot more. It's bizarre, but it's true. So then we're just going to mix those two. Okay, and you can see how quickly and easily a dragonfly. I'm just going to, because quite a lot came out of that twisted citron that I wasn't quite prepared for. That's all right. Oh, hello. A little bit more. This bit in here. Drag that out. I think I can never decide which are my real go-to dragonfly colours. I can't decide whether it's going to be blue and green or orange and red, like yellow, oranges and reds. I either go to the complete cool side of the colour wheel or the hot side. They never seem to meet. It isn't a massive issue, of course. I do think that needs a bit of yellow though. Okay. So I think we'll need a little bit of mustard seed down here. I'm going to take, this used to be my favourite trick, a Mr. bottle. I would use to run my brush out of. Okay, and again, because these are doodle art stamps, you know, you're colouring it. It doesn't have to be all perfectamundo. It just get that colour in, so it's nice and beautiful. And then I think just to mix it up, you know, get some picked raspberry. And I'm blending that here. A little bit of picked raspberry down there. Remember when people used to say pink and green should never be seen? Oh no. I love pink and green. Don't get me wrong, if you're colour mixing, don't mix them. We'll end up with a brown. Go back to that little bit of Mermaid Lagoon up here, and I'm just going to use that. Might need something slightly stronger. Maybe I'll get the prize ribbon in. I'm not unsure where I want to go with this. Right, I'm going to go back to some mustard seed, I think, which I've mixed a little bit of that green in, but that's okay. I'm just going to go into these diamonds here. This is the sort of thing I used to spend hours doing. But the difference is, if you spend hours doing this, there's so much to show for it. I think we can all agree. I'm not a patient person. That being said, I can be really patient, but when I'm crafting, I like results and I like them quite sharp. Do you know what I mean? I want to see the error of my ways. Okay? But you've got these spatters here on either side of the dragonfly. So you can always add more of that sort of thing in using your colour, okay? So you can take your Twisted Citron and move it and add sort of elements of that into what you're doing. Let me just move that out of the way. But what I would do, you see, is fix those before I do anything else. Because I'm bound to swipe my arm across them. But that is the sort of thing I would normally do last. But I just wanted to show you. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, so you can see, put it onto a clean piece for you. So you can see with your collage sheets, mask sheets, okay, how you can build up your own scenes, you can build up your collages, okay, and it's easy. It really is easy. You know me, I would tell you if it was difficult, and I think we all watched me do that and we could see it wasn't difficult. Alright, and it's just a way of doing that without adding depth, and therefore if you're posting anything cost, or if you're working in your journal and you want to be able for it to stay as shut as it can, you know, you've got that too. Alright, so have a go at masking. They're so cool. They're so cool, and I'm so glad we've gotten back. I hope all of you, everybody, can join us on Thursday. Like I said, if you are on our email list, do be checking it at 6 o'clock tomorrow, because that is when I am messaging you. So that's when you want to be checking it. With all the details, the schedule for the day, and all the offers. Okay, like I said, I'm going live on Thursday at 10 AM on the Bee Crafty YouTube channel. So if you make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and you've clicked the bell for notifications, you will get a notification to that immediately to your phone, tablet, whatever. Alright then, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If there's anything else you want to see specifically done with the new Doodle art, or any questions you have about those, please let us know, because then we can answer them for you as well. Okay, there are 5 lives. 5 on Thursday. So if nothing else, there's loads being made. So at some point we can answer your question. Alright then, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.